Hello, Candice Oneida here, and welcome to this week's episode on 3 steps to better decision making as a woman. Now, I'm here today as a woman speaking to you as a woman. So if you aren't a woman and you're a dude, then scurry along. This is a conversation for women between women, okay? I'm only joking. I love men, but this is about women's decision making. So scurry along. You've got other things to learn. Now, what I'm referring to here is a huge assumption out there in business and out there in the world in general that decision making is done in a certain way that is based on masculine thinking and not feminine thinking. So here we are today talking really about feminine thinking and feminine decision making processes. So what really is this about? To act or not to act? That is the question. Just a little take on Shakespeare there. That's kind of really what I'm talking about here. The difference between action and non-action. And what I'm going to show you here today is that non-action is sometimes the right action or the right decision. Okay, so why do you need to know this as a woman? Well, the assumptions out there include such things as if there's a gap of any type, then fill it with something. You better do something and fill it. There's another assumption, which is if there's nothing happening, then you better make it happen. You know, making it happen is the right thing to do all the time. Now, the truth is sometimes not taking action or not making a decision in this moment is the right action, is the right decision, and is the one that will ultimately waste you the least amount of time. So what I'm really talking about here is honing this skill of non-action when it is required. What I am hoping to impart here to you today is that non-action is an action at times. Now, I've got to contextualize this, that if you're the kind of person that is always in non-action, then you need to get off your butt and get some ignition happening in your life. And there may be reasons why you're not acting, because you're exhausted or you're overwhelmed and something has just stopped. That is a different problem. So I'm speaking more to the type of person that is stuck in those beliefs that always being in action is the right thing to do. So back to this premise, non-action is an action. It's a type of will. It's a type of action. Being, waiting, holding space, opening is a doing of type. It's a feminine type of doing. And it is no better nor worse than the action of making a decision at that moment or the action of moving forward. This is a type of will. It's a type of will force that is different from the masculine will force, which we love and adore, of course, and there's times to be doing it in ourselves too, okay? So how do you do this? This is the 3 steps, okay? So the first step is waiting, creating conscious type of patience. Now, okay, you are hearing from a person here who thought patience was a dirty word for a very, very long time, okay? I've not been the most patient person in my life. I, in fact, abhorred patiently waiting for things. But I can tell you what, I wasted a lot of time in the constant doing, constant acting, never ever taking space, seeing if it was the right thing, sleeping on things, yeah? Now, the thing I really want to teach you about the wait patience concept is this sort of sub 3-step thing, okay? Sometimes when something comes to you, it's the right thing at the right time. And every part of your system goes, I'm in, I'm on, this is good, I'm ready to go, okay? Sometimes, however, it's the right thing, but it's the wrong time. Okay, so you know it's the right thing, yeah, but the timing's not quite right. It's something that needs to find its time, right? And then the third thing is sometimes something comes toward you that is the wrong thing at the wrong time. That's basically just the wrong thing, okay? What I'm trying to get you in touch with is this concept that there can be these sub-ways to make decisions, sub-ways to decide whether to take action immediately, delayed, or never, in fact. And the second type of feminine decision making is trust your instinct, trust your intuition. Now, the way to do this, and I'm going to do a whole other video on how to really get into this instinctual part of yourself. It has everything to do with what's happening at the belly level, not what's happening at the head level, okay? The instinct, the intuition in the feminine comes from what's coming from below, okay? We have been untaught how to trust our instinct. We have been taught to have to justify it, or why do you feel like that, or why are you thinking like that? Your instinct is golden. Do never drop it. Now, I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but I certainly have, where I've had an instinct, something's happened to me or come my direction, and I've gone, doesn't feel right. But some part of me kind of does it anyway. Oh, to my disappointment, right? Later on, it proves later on that that would have been the right decision to say no or to not go in that direction. When we don't trust our instincts as women, we waste a whole boatload of time. So listen, trust it, love and adore it, nurture it, and foster your instinct and your intuition. And the third way to do feminine decision making is learning when to say yes and when to say no. No is the new yes. You might have heard that. It's a bit of a joke, honestly. The type of women that I find come into my world, initially at least, are the type of women that don't usually say no a lot to other people. They're saying yes to everything and everyone around them. They're trying to be superwoman, left, right, and center, superwoman as a mother, superwoman in business. And what they're doing is saying no to themselves. And so what I'm encouraging you to do is to reprioritize your yes to yourself. And sometimes that means saying no to something else. And it may just be saying no to it right now. So there's a reprioritizing of your yes to yourself. This has a whole load to do with self-care, which is a whole other conversation. But saying yes to yourself is sometimes saying no to somebody or something else. So this week, I encourage you to go out there and say yes to yourself first and see what happens. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today on 3 different ways of decision making as a woman, or feminine type decision making. If you like the video, I'd love to get a thumbs up from you. If you have any comments or questions, please pop them below in the box below the video. And remember, when you come out and shine, you give others permission to do the same. So let's go out there and shine this week.